I'm a recruiter. What's in it for me? And literally go down your profile and just read it and say, okay, this person has this. That's what's in it. But really read it from a person that's viewing it outwardly, because that's what the recruiter wants to know. What's in it for me? You know, and that's why I say what you do is higher than who you are, because who you are, I'll find that when I hire you. I'll find that when I interview you. But what you do is always at the crux of getting employed and getting a contact and getting a friend request. First task list is to have a blank piece of paper, and on the front and the back write a set of keywords that describe what you do and words that you want for a recruiter to find you and words that you think reflect you. Now, a second task list is to get a blank sheet of paper and create your career story. I'm so sorry. Bloopers. Create your career story. So this means, for me, this goes all the way back to high school, even some, personal experiences. So I'll weave that into this paper. I'll also weave in some internships or some volunteer experience. And don't be afraid to use everything. My YouTube channel is on my LinkedIn. My blog is on my LinkedIn. Everything's up for grabs. I know people have their Twitter on their LinkedIn. Now that's up to you, but everything counts. Babysitting, that's a form of childcare experience. Leadership, that's teamwork. That's working under certain time. Hi, welcome back to Fresh Progress Beauty, the channel of productivity, career success, beauty, and fashion. Welcome back, everyone. So for this video, I decided to do LinkedIn 101. So this is networking, profile development, and also tips and tricks into creating an awesome LinkedIn profile. Now, before I begin, why is LinkedIn important? My little sister, she's going to college, and she's like, why do I need a LinkedIn? Oh, is that professional site? Blah, blah, blah. LinkedIn, I feel, is... We're already spending so much time on Facebook. We're already spending so much time on Twitter. You can literally type in your name and find your Twitter and Facebook account. You can type in your email and find the accounts that's linked to. And it can give off the wrong impression to an employer. Now, is this fair that employers are looking at your private life and kind of an underside of yourself that you wouldn't show in everyday life? Yes. But could you redeem that? Could you redeem that part of yourself with another professional part of yourself? A part that if a company looked you up, you would be more than happy to give them your LinkedIn? I think why not? It can't hurt you, and so much recruiters are already on LinkedIn. So much professionals are already on LinkedIn. It couldn't hurt, and from what I found, you just get in contact with people in the industries that you think you're interested in, and it could only help. So I think let's begin. So first, I'll show you guys a little glimpse of my LinkedIn profile. Let me put the lighting all the way up. Okay. So this is my phone, and we're gonna go to LinkedIn. And we're going to go to my profile. So the first thing that you see on my profile is student of biological sciences, health and wellness, tech and travel enthusiast, volunteerism, Los Angeles, California, hospital and healthcare. I put that because those are my major fields, and you really want your bio to really capture people and grab their attention, while at the same time showing a not quirky, but showing another personality of you. So for me, I could have put biological scientist, healthcare enthusiast, blah, blah, blah. But I love travel. I love technology. I'm huge on volunteering within the workplace and outside of the workplace. So I thought, why not put that on my LinkedIn to advertise other aspects of myself that an employer might see if they go on my Facebook, or an employer might see if they go on my Twitter. So also have that spirit to show other sides of yourself. So the next thing is background, and my background is sort of long. but at the same time, it really gets to where I'm at. I try to use mostly bullet points. I try to tell a story. My About Me section is basically a paragraph, and it's a story, you know, how I fell in love with medicine. And then the specialties and interest part is more so just quick bullet point, nonchalant things that I feel like I would want keywords to pop up if someone were to find me. So I think another thing is, before you make your LinkedIn profile, get like a blank sheet of paper, and I really want you to fill the front and the back if you can, but just put a bunch of words that you feel not only describe yourself, but describe what you do. These words should be words that if a recruiter is typing up, they should find you. And I think that's a good place to start, because we get caught up on using strategic, creative, team player, hardworking, and everyone on this site has those words. But for mine, you know, I like osteopathic medicine, biological sciences, healthcare IT, digital health, health physiology, human physiology, you know, so I'm putting words that speak to my expertise, my skills, and also are words that describe what I do within the hospital setting and outside the hospital setting. So that's a really good way to start and create a really strong LinkedIn profile that expresses what you do. And I'll say this once, but always remember, what you do is always higher than who you are. And this might sound sort of disheartening, but this is just to say that as a recruiter, when you're looking for, you know, certain candidates, you know, who they are, that's going to come over time. That's going to come if you get an interview. But what you do, that is strong, that's powerful. That might be in your resume, but I'm already online, I'm looking at your LinkedIn, so I want to see that right away. So always remember, what you do is higher than who you are. But at the same time, who you are should be threaded, should be like hidden in between the sentences and the verbiage, and you know, you should have a career story, you know. So right now, so far, let's go over our task list. The first task list is to have a blank piece of paper, and on the front and the back, write a set of keywords that describe what you do, and words that you want for a recruiter to find you, and words that you think reflect you. Now, a second task list is to get a blank sheet of paper and create your career story. I'm so sorry. Bloopers. Create your career story. So this means, you know, for me, this goes all the way back to high school, even some, you know, personal experiences. So I'll weave that into this paper. I'll also weave in some internships or some volunteer experience. And don't be afraid to use everything. My YouTube channel is on my LinkedIn. My blog is on my LinkedIn. You know, everything's up for grabs. I know people have their Twitter on their LinkedIn. Now that's up to you, but everything counts. Babysitting, that's a form of childcare experience. Leadership, that's teamwork. That's working under certain time. There are some things that people don't really think to put on their LinkedIn, but should. Social media marketing, statistical analysis, data engineering, web programming, algorithm designing, computer graphics and animation, PR and communications, strategy and strategic planning. These are just a couple of things that people kind of overlook, and a lot of people actually have these skills, but they don't put them on their LinkedIn. Another thing is, so you have your keywords, spruce them up in your career summary, because that's what recruiters are looking at first, and that's the first big chunk you hit into on your LinkedIn profile. Also, participate in discussions. So I'm in a couple of healthcare / sciences group, and I also, you know, participate in different discussions, or I like to see what conferences are going on, and also Twitter discussions and Twitter conferences. So participate in discussions in LinkedIn. Also, build your connections. So what I like to do is, as I add a connection, I like to go on their connections and see what they're connected with. And any person that's in my field and I really like their profile, I'm going to add them. And it's just an awesome thing to do. Build recommendations. Now, I found this piece kind of hard, because as a younger person that works with a lot of people who are, I would say, in their 40s and 50s, a lot of them don't have LinkedIn. So for me, I don't have a lot of recommendations. But for people I feel like who's working in the art or tech field or a lot of the newer, new age kind of fields, get your recommendations because they only help you. And I feel sort of jealous when I go on other people's profile and they have tons of recommendations because it just really supports your integrity. And regularly update your LinkedIn. So for me, I have the LinkedIn app and I just like updating mine. I like adding things. I like, you know, if I meet somebody, hey, you have LinkedIn, let me add you. I've done that all this summer and I've added over 10 to 15 people on my LinkedIn alone. So add people on your LinkedIn. For your experience, I would say experience section, always remember that your goal is on the value and the results, on what you do versus the day-to-day responsibilities. So what are you adding? What was your results? What were like the main huge things that if somebody calls your boss or your supervisor, they can say about you? So I would say, you know, don't really focus on filing papers in organization or, you know, cultivating blah blah blah. Like really work on your results, your values, things that you really had in the different experiences on your LinkedIn. Another thing I would tell you, I talked about keywords already. So in your expertise, it's really important to get a self-assessment of your areas of expertise. This means sending out emails to all your bosses, even your friends, and asking them, what areas of expertise do you think I have? And I did that for myself, and you know, I found things I've never even considered. Social media, I didn't think that was expertise. My friend said it, and now it's actually one of the highest ranked expertise in my LinkedIn profile. So ask your friends, families, and also people that you've worked with on what do you think are your expertise, and actually look into yourself and ask what you think are your expertise. Like I said, have a career story, have everything blend, and honestly, if you use this paper and use your career story on the front and back, you can easily write yourself a personal statement. You could easily summarize that and make a summary, and you can easily keep that on your person when you have a job interview. So having a career story really helps you out in many aspects. And lastly, I would say two things. Funny is always good, but funny is always different for different people. And if you don't think you have the wittiness to pull off that funny, then just keep it out. And another thing I would tell you is the last thing when you're done with your LinkedIn profile, and it's you have an awesome headshot, professional, good quality camera picture. You have a really fun, also professional byline, you know, whether it's working in the sciences or working in the arts, but also volunteerism or tech and travel, but you have something that's capturing. That makes me want to click your profile. And you're reading through your thing, get a pen and paper and say, I'm a recruiter, what's in it for me? And literally go down your profile and just read it and say, okay, this person has this, that's what's in it. But really read it from a person that's viewing it outwardly, because that's what the recruiter wants to know, what's in it for me, you know? And that's why I say what you do is higher than who you are, because who you are, I'll find that when I hire you. I'll find that when I interview you. But what you do is always at the crux of getting employed and getting a contact and getting a friend request. So those are the big things I suggest for your LinkedIn profile. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what's your LinkedIn profile. And if you want to connect on LinkedIn, you can leave your LinkedIn information below or your LinkedIn name, and I can definitely add you. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have an awesome summer. Bye guys. I have 4 minutes left. So for this short little video, I think I just wanted to talk about for a bit. I want to talk about hey, I'm back and I'm better. I want you bad as ever. Don't let me just let up. I wanna give you back.